What's good, guys and girls? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. So, on my next video, I'm gonna add the sound, but I want to talk to you about music theory really quick. And this is key as to the reason why you should learn music theory when you're creating music from scratch, and understand the circle of fifths. Meaning, you should probably get something like this and sit it in front of you when you're making music, so you can start to understand what they're saying when it comes to doing chord progressions and the sounds flowing seamlessly. Okay, so right now I'm in the key of F major, and I got the circle of fifths open. And in my mind, since I've been practicing, I've been remembering what each key is. So if I wanted to press a triad and I wanted to press an A minor, well, I know A minor is, this is A on the keyboard, and A minor is 3 keys, 3 keys in a triad formation. So this is A, this is C, right? And this is E. That forms A minor. I know you can't hear the sound, but just bear with me. So since I know that in the key of F, these right here are my diatonic chords, which means they all blend well with each other. So the B flat, the F, the C, E diminished, A minor, D minor, and G minor. And the D minor is relative to the F. So these really blend well together. But since I know all this, the only thing I needed to do was put into memory in my mind what each key is. So now I know that this right here is A minor. And then I also know G minor sounds good inside of this diatonic chord structure. So I can go from A minor, right, to a D minor or G minor, or whatever's next in the scale. This is the reason why you need to learn music theory. So what is next in the scale? This right here, which is B. So now B flat. So B flat, so this is B, and this is also B, right? Or C flat, right? So this is B or C flat, but let's say right now we want to do what's in the diatonic scale, which is B flat. So I'm going to do B flat. So I could go from A minor and just slide my thumb up here to B flat. Okay, then from B flat, I move this finger right here to D. So I got these two pressed. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Because remember, this is a major chord. That's not a minor chord. So I'm going to do 4. So this is B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to do 3 after that. 1, 2, 3. So this right here, B, D, right? And then 1, 2, 3, which will fall on the F, right? When I press those together, it sounds beautiful. But now, since I know the music theory, that to make a major chord is 4, 3, and I understand that this is not at the minor side. That's why, shout out to Noisy Clan, you should get this decoder or something like it to show the circle of fifths, so you know what is major and minor. So I know major, I'm going to press 4, 3, and minor, I know I'm going to press 3, 4. So to make a chord a minor, let's say, for example, let's take the G. This is G, this is G major. And if I want to do a minor, I slide this finger up right here, and now I'm in G minor. So G minor is 1, 2, 3, so right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a minor chord. So now I have the music theory in my head. I could go through a scale. So let's start over. So I'm in A minor, then I go up to B flat major, because it's right next to A minor. And then what's next after that? I could jump down to C major, which is in the scale. So I'm in C major. And what's next after that? What's next in the diatonic chord progression? And it's right, these, don't worry about this one, those you can borrow from that. Everything that has a number, that's what you worry about, straight down the middle, all of these guys. So now I went from B, because it's right next to the A. So here's the A again, A flat, B major, B flat major, C major, and I'm going to go to D. D what? D minor. And D minor is a triad. D minor, right? And then from there, what's next in line? So D, then E. What do I have? E. Do I have E here? Yes, I have E diminished. So D, I'm going to go to the, make sure I get this correct. I'm going to go to E diminished is going to be, yes. So it's E, then it's G, and then it's B, okay? E diminished, and then I'm gonna come down to F, and then I'm gonna go from F. What's the next one? Right here, F. Then I'm gonna go to G minor again. So here's F, then G minor, and then resolve back to the. Resolve back to. I can finish it off on A minor. So if I know that, I could play through the scale going up and down, because I got the keys in my head, and I know all the diatonic for all of these different keys. So now I could play rhythm, because I know like the chord progressions that fit inside of, let's say if we're starting with F. I know A minor, and I know A minor goes well with F, so I could play chords that fit in A minor but also fit in F. So if I wanted, and it's crazy, because let's say if I want to like start in A minor, so I want to do a chord progression that pivots to a new key. So I could do A minor, right? So A minor, that would be my 1. This is gonna get really cool, guys, because we know that the 5th of F, right, is C. And that is a good pivot chord to end on to go to a new key. So if I wanted to do F major, and then let's say what's next to F? This is F. And if I wanted to go to G minor, I'll do G minor, because it's right there, G minor. So I do 1, 2, A minor, which would be 3, and then maybe I'll go to C major to end it off. So since I'm here, this is C. So C is F, it's E, so C is basically F, E, G, right? But right now I'm in A minor, but I am on let's see, I want to get to here. So now C, right? E, G. C, E, G. But I'm on A what? I'm on A minor, which is A, C, right? And then E. So since I got these two right here, boom, boom, I could do a inversion. Only thing I would have to do is actually grab this key right here, which is G. So now, let's say I'm on A minor, and I could resolve it like this, because F, so this F, E, G is C. So I'm on A minor, and I can just move one finger over, and I did an inversion. I did F, I did E and G, but inversion. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you start learning your scales, you could, so now, but then anyway, peep game. So I'm in A minor. This is C. F, E, G. F, E, G. So A minor, C. So A minor, and then I want to end my chord progression, I'll end it on a C. But inversion, but then now that C is perfect to go to F. F major to start over. So if I end my chorus in C major triad first inversion, then for my verse I could now do a pivot modulation to change the tone of the verse, but it will go seamlessly. So now all that I gotta do is go to F major. So now it's in F major, and now I just go from F major to something else. So F, I'm saying maybe, so this is F, and this right here, no, this is F, and so this is what I want to go to. You know what I'm saying? I gotta figure that out now, because now it's my chord progression for my verse. Maybe I want to do F, you know what I'm saying? Something else. Anyway, if you start learning what goes with what and what key goes with what, and if you could do an inversion, you could flow seamlessly on the piano much smoother, but you got to get it in your head. So now, what is the fifth? I know the fifth of C for F, which is a good transition chord, right? C is a good transition chord to go into F. So if I start my key out in D minor, I can end it in C major, and then for the chorus. So let's say the chorus starts out in D minor. What is D minor? Well, let's go over to the piano. This is a D, and the triad, this is D minor. So I could do D minor, I could do C, I could even go from C to, let's see, back to C. No, sorry, I don't know. Maybe F. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your chord progression is, and then you're going to end on C, and then I could jump to F. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like you gotta. I don't know. You gotta figure it out on your own. Like I guess this is a better example right here. So I want to start in A minor. So A minor is here. What is the 5 in A minor? Because the 5 in A minor is not going to be the same as the 5 in F. You know what I'm saying? Even though it all looks like it, you got to go through your chord progression. So the 1 for A minor is A minor. The 2 is B flat. The chord, the 2 chord will be B flat major, right? Then what? C major? Right? And then what? G minor? Oh, C major. Sorry, C major. D minor? So D minor. And then what would be my next, so this, let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 would be my D minor, and my fifth would be, D minor going to, what would be my fifth? So D minor, and what's next? E. It could be E diminished, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It could be E diminished, which would be E, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, E diminished, and then go into something else. E diminished, and then I don't know. But now I can start building my chord progression. Okay, so if I want to go A minor, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm learning as I go. I go A minor, right? I went to B flat major. Then I go to C. Then, oh, so now my D minor sounds like a chord that I could end on, and then pivot to maybe something else to start off the next verse. Or start off the verse, or start off the chords, start off the bridge. Then what will I go to from D minor? It sounds good. It sounds like it resolved. Then maybe I could go to F. That sounds good because it blends. Yeah, and actually D minor, yeah, see D minor is the relative to F, yeah. So maybe starting in A minor and finishing in D minor, and D minor will be my pivoting chord to help me modulate into the next part of the song, which would be F. I just figured that out on the fly. So look, by pressing and hearing it, I wish I could let you guys hear it, but you could do it on your own piano. Do A minor, then jump up to this diminish. This B flat major. Come back down to C. Finish it on D. And then the next part of the song, that's my 4 notes that finishes off of my chorus, and I want to go into the verse. And now from here, I can legit just go into F. So F, G, F, A, so it's F, A, C, F, A, C, F, A, C. So from here, F, A, now I could just do, I don't even have to make my hand jump to the next set of keys, which would be F. I can just move my thumb over, and now I have F inversion. Oh my God, it sounds so good. So, and then now this is the end of the chorus, and I go right into the verse. Man, that sounded so good in the cinematic. So instead of doing, this is a D minor, and throwing my fingers all the way over here to do an F major, right? I just do the D minor and do the inversion. And it literally, like, I'm telling you guys, it literally like resolves perfectly right into it. So when you start learning your music theory, like first off, guys, you gotta learn what are the diatonic chords in that structure. So if you know the diatonic chords of F, then you know how to play and move up and down the keys and make everything move seamlessly and blend well. This is what they're trying to say. Learn the circle of fifths. And then you can learn your inversions so that you don't have to keep jumping to get to a key. You could just do like what I just did. So let's go back to, this is the D minor, and this is F major inversion. So F, right? A, C is the same thing as C, F A, F A C, F A C. This is F A and C is the same thing as C F A. It's inversion. So D minor. But now I have that in my head now. So if I'm doing a song, I could go D minor. So D minor. Sorry, am I right? Yeah. D minor. So D minor, and then I could go to F. So D, F. Then maybe from here, I'm in the inversion. I could go into the C. And that's why they do progressions like that for like cinematic. It's only just pressing 3 notes, not even 4 notes. I'm doing 4/4. Cinematic they do 3 notes, right? So they could go, this is so crazy, guys. They could literally go D, F, so D minor, F major, and then slide their fingers over, and now they're in C. Man, that's great. I didn't even have to move that far to do 3 chords, 3 triad chords. Man, D, F, C. Look at that. I'm gonna show you. 3, D, F, C. So if you start, oh my God, I gotta play with this. But I want to make sure I'm moving. I know my inversions, my first inversion, my second inversion. So now if I could get that in my head, if I get that in my mind, I could play. Boom, 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 boom. You get what I'm saying, guys? But I think you should get something like this decoder sitting in front of you, so now you can see, all right, I press A major. How do I get from A major to, how do I get from A minor to D minor or G minor? How I'm gonna make my chord progression? What am I doing, 3/4 or am I doing 4/4? Am I doing 7/8 or 8/8? You know what I'm saying? What structure am I in? What am I composing for? I'm composing for R&B, a hip hop, reggae, cinematic film, and then, all right, they want it happy, they want it sad, they want the strings to not feel like they're resolved. They want the strings to feel like they're moving. So most of my chord progression might be in inversions because they don't sound like calm. They sound like move, like, you know what I mean? So I'm learning all this music theory, guys, as I go. Man, it's crazy. And I might have said a couple things wrong, but please.